here on IceTime.TV with Devils head coach Andrew Lord after a 3-0 overtime defeat to the Belfast Giants. And Andrew, you got another point, but what's your overall take on that game?
Overall take, to be honest, not really good enough. Anytime you look back at a game on the whole and you say, did we have passengers or not? Was everyone going? We definitely had some passengers tonight. And we kept the bench short with only one game. That has been working for us. It was positive it would continue. For whatever reason, it didn't quite continue tonight. I think you got to give Belfast a ton of credit. They really play to their game plan. They get pucks deep, keep it very simple. They have 12 forwards that all work very, very hard. And the other thing is obviously the timing of the goals. We're up 2, and it's a critical time to shut things down. They get a big power play goal there by Blair Riley, who's arguably their best player this season, and it just gives them that lift. It gives them that belief, and then from there on in, we're in a dogfight.
I've got to ask you, because I've interviewed you a lot over the last 2 years, and you preach 60-minute hockey, and as a player, you play 60-minute hockey. Is there still a concern that this Devils team isn't quite playing 60-minute hockey? Because you started well again tonight. It was a fast start, but particularly at the end of that second period and the beginning of the third period, that first 5 or 6 minutes, it seemed like the Devils were on the back foot.
Yeah, I mean, we got to be, we have to be more consistent. Enough's enough here. It's. We're going through these little ups and downs, and we're still grabbing points, and that's great, but it's just difficult when we know our potential, and then at times we don't quite reach it. And obviously it's impossible over a 75-game season to have that every night, but we do need more of it right now, and that comes down to me, my job. I need to hold guys accountable, and we need to find that this week, and obviously into a huge weekend coming up.
There's certainly no knee-jerk reactions. You're still playing well. You're still picking up points. I wasn't sure when I was going to throw this question in, but with you looking to spend more time on the bench now, is there any sort of recruitment you're looking at down the stretch to bring in someone who might have an impact to take you over the line?
I mean, every year we look at it. It's you always have to keep your finger on the pulse, as they say, and it's really up in the air. It's a constant, keeps me up at night. You go back and forth. You want to stick with your guns. We've got a great group. We know how we can play. And again, when we play to our potential, there's no reason we need anybody else. But then on a night like tonight, when it's a little bit dull at times, and you're looking for a few more gamers, and it doesn't quite happen, then yeah, you're like, maybe if a name does come along. But again, really up in the air. There's never any knee-jerk reactions here. We really are composed, really take our time, and we'll continue that way. And right now, we got to get back working. We need a big day Tuesday, and that's really what we need to focus on.
What's your thoughts on yourself as a player right now? Because we just happened to say in commentary in the first 5 or 6 minutes of that third period, when perhaps the Devils needed a spark, we used the phrase, it was an Andrew Lord type game. You have been in the suit, you have been on the bench for quite a while. What's your take on do you need to come back in now? Do you need to lift this team? Of course, a huge weekend next weekend against the Blaze and the Sheffield Steelers.
It's another really tough one. It's similar to the last question, right? It's when we're going, when we're on. There is no need for me to be in the lineup. I think overall for our team, it helps me more on the bench when that's the case. But then, when you say to yourself, okay, we do have some passengers, then yeah, it's a question with a tough answer, obviously. We lost in overtime. If one of those other ones goes in there, we're not even having this discussion. So, let's keep it in perspective as well. We've picked up points here in a lot of games in a row. I don't even know how many. I just would like a little bit more consistency and a little more pace overall to our game, a little bit more relentlessness. Because when we play like that, we're really basically unstoppable, really. So, yeah, that's about it.
There are positives to take. 3 guys that we picked out in commentary. 4 really when you count Mark Lewis stepping up to take a fight on for his team and really stepping up. But Matthew Myers, Andrew Hotham, and Joey Haddad seemingly are on a bit of a tear right now, particularly Myers and Hotham. And you're giving them obviously a lot of ice time, and they're responding to that.
Yeah, I mean, Hoth had another great game. He's taking the team on his back at times, and he's just really the total package. Reads the game probably better than anyone in the league, really. He can make the plays. His puck skills are phenomenal. And his biggest attribute is he's an absolute gamer. One of the biggest gamers I've ever played with or coached. Matthew Myers, you know, a bull in a china shop, and I think the thing with, you know, Joe Haddad and Matthew Myers is these games are sort of tailor-made. You know, Belfast played physical. They tried to take it to us. They tried to bully us a little bit there, and you know, they're not fighters or anything, but they're in on the forecheck. You know, the whistle's getting put away right now, which, you know, at times doesn't help our team. We have a ton of skill. We'd obviously like it to be called a little bit more like the NHL, but, you know, it was an exciting game, and they, you know, they let us play, so it really does bode well for two guys like that. And yeah, I mean, I thought especially Joe Haddad was phenomenal tonight.
You're going to see a lot of the Belfast Giants over the coming weeks, not just in league action, but also 2 games in the Challenge Cup. What do they bring as a team? How do they match up? Again, we've always talked about their puck-moving defensemen, but they seem to be very disciplined defensively and make it hard to get pucks to the net.
Yeah, I mean, they got a really big D-core, and all that they can all move, you know, well. They keep it very simple. They always have a third man high. They probably dump more pucks than just about anyone in the league, and their forwards really move. Even they're down the lineup, they really skate. They get in, they make it hard, they close time and space, and yeah, you know, they're obviously right up in the standings for a reason.
Just finally, a night off tomorrow. Is that a good thing to rest bodies? Would you be preferred to go it again after tonight and get the guys to jump and get straight back at it, or do you welcome the night off?
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. Can't change it, so I'm not really sure, to be honest. Right now, I'm figuring out what we need to do Tuesday and for the week ahead.
Andrew, as ever, we appreciate your honesty. Thanks for joining us on IceTime.TV.